If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't give me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over, and I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why NFL franchise should pick me. You think I'm worried about what critics say or what people gotta say? You know who my dad is? They hated on him too. So it's like it's almost normal. Without people hating, it's not normal for us.
And that right there is Shedeur's biggest problem. Those group of haters who know who his dad is. Y'all ready to talk about this thing? But before we get started, y'all know what we got to do. We celebrate you, the viewer, and make sure we tell you thank you while you're here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please leave your comments in the comments section. The people that hate Prime hate his kid, and that was the biggest problem in Shedeur being drafted in this year's NFL 2025 draft. That led to his flight, which led to his fall, which led to his coming back up. Let's talk about it. As we sit here today, early morning, before media is allowed to watch the second open OTAs for the Cleveland Browns, we had Deion, Coach Prime Sanders, give a critique of those that had something to say and lied on his son during the draft process when they said he came to his meetings unprepared, when he didn't act professionally in any of his meetings. It started with one team, ended up with two or three teams, which started with one unanimous coach, which the lie has been dispelled, hasn't been disproven. It has only been dispelled because, as Coach Prime said, Shedeur came to your meeting with headphones on. Shedeur came to your meeting unprepared. No, you can't make that lie match the character of the person that we've been watching all of these years. And that is the worst part about this lie, because there wasn't anything else that they could put on Shedeur. There was no outside partying, drunk driving, essays, or anything else outside of football to diminish his character. So they had to go with something that couldn't be proven, something that nobody could see, only them. And it was the lie that they were unprepared. But Stephen A put it best when he asked the question yesterday on First Take: has Deion Sanders ever lied to you? Have you ever had a reason to think that Deion Sanders? No, hell, Stephen A.
Let's go a little deeper here. You guys are champions. You guys both played in the National Football League. Let's get personal. You know Deion Sanders enough. Has anybody ever been in a position to say that Deion Sanders was a liar? Ever? We've all talked about him for years. Have you run across anybody that said Deion Sanders said one thing to your face and said something else behind your back? That's not who that man is. And so when he comes out and he says something about his son, there is no question he has spoken to his son. There is no question that Deion Sanders prepped his son for those interviews. There is no question. I mean, the brother threw for over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, okay? Completing 74% of his passes, so we knew he could play. 5 quarterbacks were taken ahead of him. We entered after the season was over, and I know there's a window where you get to evaluate these guys once the NFL season is over, and you can lock in and zero in and stuff like that. Even though with a multi-billion-dollar establishment, it's hard for me to imagine that you can't have guys that are specifically designated to do evaluation while the rest of the team is preparing, for the playoffs and beyond, stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shaw, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, all picked before Shedeur Sanders. He was projected to be a first-round pick. He was drafted 144th overall in the...
Now, you tell me, where's the lie? Because somebody lied, and somebody crossed the line with that lie. Because they lied on a kid that has never done anything wrong outside of football. He hasn't done anything wrong inside of the game of football. But only thing that you could come up with was he was unprepared. So you telling me that the talent that you saw on tape wasn't great enough to outweigh that he was unprepared, when there is enough film on the field and off the field of Shedeur Sanders to dispel that lie? Somebody didn't do their job, or what was meant to happen happened. That's why I keep telling y'all, it wasn't a complete collusion of owners, but it was a gentleman deal done somewhere, in some way, with someone. Because there is no way you can tell me that this kid was not good enough to be drafted in the first round. It's not possible. Who told the lie? Show the film. Because if you're not going to show the film to dispel this lie and show us that Shedeur Sanders was in that meeting unprepared, we don't believe you at all, period. And people try to say that the New York Giants were not going to draft him. Yes, they were. They weren't going to draft a black man, is what they weren't going to do. And yes, New York Giants have never drafted a black man. Well, they drafted one, but that one don't count because he wasn't a high draft pick anyway. But what they did, all of these owners, was they tried to punish Coach Prime and Shedeur, and it has currently backfired on them because Shedeur is currently the hottest thing in the NFL right now. Travis Hunter went 3, went 2. Cam went 1. But the football universe wants to know about Shedeur, not just the people in Cleveland, everybody. You got people around the globe, not just in this country. People from everywhere, and y'all done pissed the CU aunties off, and they are heated. So if y'all don't do right by Shedeur, somebody can fit it. But what they thought they were going to do was humble this young man. And if I hear one more reporter tell me that Shedeur was drafted in the 5th round because of his talent, they need to lose their job. When every, and I mean every critic of football had this man projected to be drafted in the top 5 picks of the 1st round. They wanted that man to be humbled. You can't humble this kid. Everybody says, well, since he's got to Cleveland, looks like he ate that humble pie and he's done all the things he's supposed to. He was going to do that anyway. He was doing what he's normally been doing. since he's been playing football. It seems humbling to you because you don't understand our culture. I've seen a lot of these white doggone people talking about he's been humbled. He needed to have the humble pie. And since all of this has happened to him, he's gotten better. No, nothing has changed. But the problem is there's a big ass culture difference between the people that cover him and the people that talk about football. They don't understand what we are, who we are, how we operate. No, I'm not saying it's a race thing. I'm saying it's a culture difference. That the people that spew this nonsense and talk about football don't understand who or what we as a people are. You have to understand us to talk about us in that manner. Because Coach Prime is too flashy. He does too much. He too many chains. All of this. No. That's not true. But that's why you don't like him. Because he's outspoken. Because he does the things he does. But he doesn't lie. He doesn't give you false information. He doesn't speak bad about people. He's a man of God. And y'all don't like it because you don't understand it. And when you don't understand something, you think it's wrong. No, it's just not how you operate. That's the problem with the NFL. All those black boys are in there playing football, but all those coaches are white and they don't understand how they operate. A lot of shit still need to change. And a lot of coaches and GMs are scared of Deion Sanders. And the NFL is scared of Deion Sanders because his voice is powerful. People understand and believe him when he says things. And what they don't want is Deion Sanders voicing his opinion. Because he just did that the other day. And now look at the shitstorm they got in front of him. And that is the problem. But my boy Bart Starr said it best.
At least 5 of them was wrong, right? Because they need a quarterback in the best way. He can. You talk about from extremes. You said fighting for a roster spot to potentially being a starter.
Right.
Like, what do we do? It's a lot of in between. So you mean to tell me that that's a 5th round pick? I think it's laughable that that so many teams passed on him over and over again.
So why do you think
half of the 4th round?
That's the question.
Because they cut their nose to spite their face. Whatever statement they were trying to make, a lot of those guys that made those picks, I guarantee you, at least 3 or 4 of them is going to be unemployment line. It's going to be because they didn't find a quarterback that they were looking for, whether it's general manager or head coach.
You said
the Deion thing might not have been, hey, I'm scared that Deion's going to take my job or that Deion's going to end up.
That's shame on you if that's even.
Deion Sanders,
you deserve to be fired if you're afraid of a man taking your job, so you don't take his stuff.
If Flacco's getting the reps or if Dylan Gabriel beats him out, it could happen. They drafted Dylan. Is everyone else just an idiot because that happened?
Yes. And you don't believe that.
Yeah. And that's what happened. They are scared of Coach Prime because of the things he says that are truthful. People are scared of the truth. People hate the truth. Start telling your friends the truth and see how long they become your friends. It's just that simple. People hate the truth. Try telling some of these people that voted for Donald Trump right now that Donald Trump is destroying this country, taking away health care and schools and education and all the things that you need to survive. But they love it. But they don't want to hear the truth. The truth is scary. The truth shines a light on things that you know that's there, but you don't want to see. And that's the problem with Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders. People hate the truth. People hate that they are as good as advertised. See, if Deion wasn't as good as advertised and he talked crap and he got in trouble and didn't operate in the manner that he operates in, they would disregard him. But you can't disregard nothing he says right now. And they know that the following he has could upend the NFL. And they don't want that to happen. So they're trying to tamper it down. That's why Shedeur is going to make the team. And he's going to be quarterback. He ain't going to start the season off his QB1. But round 3 or 4, 5th week, yeah, he might be in there. But I'm going to get out of here, man, because we got to get ready for OTAs. And y'all know that video is going to be nasty. I just wanted to drop this real quick because it ain't come out the way I wanted it to come out. Because I got a lot more to say on this, but I'm trying to get it in and out real quick. So, because I know y'all going to be bombarded with OTA videos in a little while. But y'all have a good day. Leave your comments in the comment section. Do not forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you are a Cleveland Browns fan and not a Colorado fan, let me know in the comment section. See you aunties. What's up, ladies? Love y'all. Appreciate all the support. And if you are new here, let me know. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a good day. Y'all know we coming back with some more heat after all this OTA stuff come out. I'm going to hit y'all after everybody else get done blowing y'all YouTube up. I got you covered. I'm out, man. Y'all have a good day. Peace.